Oh my God, peace and love to all you beautiful divine beings. My name is Dorian, also known as Dr. Dream on Instagram. And I just want to start off by saying how absolutely humble, how absolutely honored I am to be on the Black Boy Alms platform, sharing my gift of healing, of transformation, of evolution, of enlightenment, of awakening with you all. So I have to thank Black Boys Alms so much for this opportunity. And thank you all for allowing me to humbly serve you. So before we begin, I just want to tell you all a little bit about myself before we actually start the ceremony, right? The divine activation meditation ceremony. So, as I mentioned before, my name is Dorian Banks. I originally am from Detroit, Michigan, and have lived in New York for the past 7 years. And currently, I actually I transformed into a meditation and yoga teacher, as well as a hypnotist and a dream coach. And so with all of those modalities, I feel as though I've come to a place where because of all of these things that I have learned, and that has helped me push me towards awakening and enlightenment, this is kind of a way that I give back to society, give back to life, give back to reality. These same unique gifts that help me to kind of transform, right? So in addition to being a meditation teacher, a yoga teacher, I'm also schooling to be a clinical mental health counselor. Again, I feel as though I'm on this path, and because I have seen the transformation that these modalities have made in my life, I feel as though it makes sense to give back by offering these same techniques to other people. So that is my way that I give back, and that's the way that I feel humbly in serving society and reality, the self, God, whatever you want to name it. Right? Okay, so what exactly am I offering? Okay, so in this ceremony, actually, right? Because although it is a guided meditation, it really is a ceremony in terms of how sacred it is, in terms of how, I don't want to say serious, but how necessary it really is for a lot of people who are on this path of awakening and enlightenment, evolution, so on and so forth. So this meditation, this guided meditation, this ceremony, is really going to be designed for us to really shed our old layer of skin, and when I say skin, I mean mental, spiritual, and experiential skin that we have kind of worn up until this point, and that is really kind of weighing us down. So it's shedding and it's releasing all of that old baggage, all of that guilt, that shame, the sin, some people might refer to it as. And when I say sin, I'm just really speaking about the old patterns, the old habits, and the old thoughts that we used at one point in time that is no longer needed for our growth. And again, when I say sin, I just mean the actions that we did out of either not just knowing simply, and then the way I define sin is not knowing how reality works, and just really taking all of those off to get into bring our current self into this, transform our current self into this space where we can elevate. And then once we've done that, it's really about going forward to meeting our divine infinite self, and just really getting those messages and those instructions on what the next steps are that we need to take to get to that infinite source and be that infinite, just be infinite, right? So that is what this ceremony is all about. So before I tell you what you need, I do want to stress this for a moment. So this really is a ceremony that is all about reverence, right? And it's going to take about maybe 20 to 30 minutes to complete. So really give yourself, if you're going to do this, I really suggest that you give yourself that time and that space to completely complete the meditation, because it's really important that we go through each phase and we complete each phase, so that we clearly get to that point. It would be very it wouldn't be beneficial if you start it and then and can't complete it. So this is being recorded. This will be up on the IGTV. So if you feel as though you can't commit to the complete 20 to 30 minutes, just go ahead and come back later when you absolutely can really devote your time, your space, and your energy to this initiation, because it's very important, and it really is an initiation into seeing the divine and receiving the messages from the divine. Okay, so what will you need, right? So for this meditation, this initiation ceremony, I'm going to urge that you go into a place that is very comfortable and conducive to looking within, right? And that doesn't necessarily need to be a place that is quiet, but you really want to be in a place where you feel comfortable, where you feel relaxed, maybe even a place that feels significant to you. So maybe a bedroom, you probably could meditate or do this outside, wherever you feel comfortable in the most in the atmosphere in which you're doing it, you feel most connected to it. The second would be feel free. So I'm personally am traveling, and sorry, I'm just taking some time to explain before we get into it. But I'm personally traveling, so I'm not in my own space. But you really want to begin to incorporate or bring anything that you feel is going to bring more significance and more reverence to this ceremony, to this meditation. It's just really going to elevate and heighten the experience. Again, I'm traveling, but I have my yoga mat that I usually practice on, as well as my crystal. So these are important things that I'm bringing to the ceremony to really help me, ascend to that level that I need to get to. Last thing is just the position and the posture. So for all of you healers or meditators or yogis, feel free to sit cross-legged. I meditate about a half an hour every day. So I'm used to sitting cross-legged, but please honor your physical self, right? So if you know that you may not be able to sit still cross-legged for 30 minutes, go ahead and lie on the bed or sit in a chair, whatever you need to do, because you really want to transform yourself into like almost another part of yourself, right? And not really worry about the physical self. Other than that, I think that is about it. So please, if you are joining me live to do this, go ahead and continue to set up. And if you are coming back to do this, I will see you later, all right? So I'm just going to get my playlist ready. Okay. Yes, everyone, please just make sure that you are comfortable. Your space feels somewhat divine, right? Almost like you're creating this space that is a temple, right? This sacred temple for your elevation, right? Okay, so wherever you are, go ahead and get nice and comfortable. Go ahead and slowly close the eyes. And let's begin to take 3 deep breaths to transfer our awareness inside. So here we go. Inhale, breathe in deeply. for 1. Expand the body, 2. And 3. Exhale, slowly release for 3, 2, 1. Feeling nice and relaxed in body. Inhale for 1. Taking in fresh breath for 2. Fresh prana, and 3. Exhaling, releasing all that old energy, old breath for 3, 2, and 1. Last time, inhaling something fresh for 1, 2, something that is needed, 3, something that is helpful, and exhaling what is no longer needed, 3, 2, and 1. Just bring your attention to the flow of breath, and that could either be observing the flow of the chest, the stomach, the shoulders moving. Maybe you even notice your breath at the tip of your nose. Just notice the breath and how it flows through body, and also how it affects mind. Breath is a bridge from the outside and physical self to something that is more so of our essential nature. So connecting with us, with it, is kind of like going over this bridge into a more essential self. Let's take another full deep breath in. Inhale for 1, for 2, and for 3. Exhaling 3, 2, 1. And just feeling yourself, a presence. Begin to allow mind to paint a picture of yourself, a representation of yourself. And this representation could be something that is more so visual, that is reminiscent of your physical self. Perhaps the mind produces a symbol that is somewhat physical, but maybe a little blurred or a little unclear. Maybe even the representation that mind brings of yourself is just a feeling of your body or presence of yourself. Whatever this physical representation is that the mind has created, honor it as such. And just observe this representation. This is your current state. How mind currently views, how consciousness currently views the self, yourself. Just stay in that awareness. Allow this representation to become familiar. And now, feeling this representation, begin to bring up thoughts, feelings, and experiences that you feel are heavy, that you feel weigh you down, that you feel almost sinks you from latching on. These could be situations or experiences in your past, perhaps something that you feel shameful of, or maybe guilty of, any sorrows that you may have breaking and shedding off of the representation of yourself. Imagine them cracking and breaking like old skin, falling off. Part of you that is new, part of you that has been waiting to be released, waiting to be released. Breaking this old skin off, this mental layer, this old spiritual layer. It's like the opening of a door to the spirit that lies within. The spirit that is essential, the spirit of love, the spirit of courage, of strength, of worthiness. Allow this representation of yourself to shine forth. And allow that old skin, that old self, all of those things, those thoughts, those experiences to be piled into a ball. See that as a muck. It's something heavy that you no longer need to hold on to. And from here, imagining it dissolving into space, dissolving into reality, where it will be recycled, where that energy will be dispelled. And most importantly, using our facility of forgetfulness. We have this ability to forget for a reason. All of our experiences, although we will always remember in our divine records, in the here and now, we can forget things. We can choose to forget things. These experiences, these old thoughts that is now in this ball, that is dissolving, forget all of them. Allow them to be forgotten. The lessons that you've learned from them are within you and will continue to be with you and guide you. But those experiences no longer need to be remembered. Allow them to be forgotten as if they never happened. Not in a sense of denial, but in a sense of letting go and truly feeling rooted in this new self. Continue to forget all of those old habits. Feeling as though you are a new being, a new entity. With each breath, you feel as though you have forgotten something, some old part of you, but you can no longer remember what it was. You just realize, you just feel that you've let something go. As you have just said goodbye to a part of you. And now let that feeling of forgetting something dissolve. Allow it to dissolve until you feel just this new presence of you remaining. This new you that is filled again with encouragement, with love, with peace, renewed mind, renewed spirit. Allow this new representation of yourself to become clear. Imagine all of the things that this new you will accomplish, will achieve, can achieve. Think of all of the new hobbies that this new you will take up. Think of all the new actions that this new you will do. Actions of spreading joy, actions of spreading love. Hobbies that come from within the heart and can be shared with the rest of the world. Think of the new thoughts that your new self produces. Thoughts of caring, of kindness, thoughts of value, renewed imagination. Begin to feel as though you have tapped into and you are this new being, this new spirit. That this new spirit is very powerful. This new you is whole, lacks nothing, and has the ability to manifest. Continue to stay connected. Observe this new self in all its glories. Take a deep breath in this new self, this new spirit, this new mindset. Inhale. And exhaling, confidently feeling this new you. Moving on to open one last gate, which is the invoking of your divine self, a representation of your true divine self. Keeping the eyes closed, staying in the process, staying in the realm. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a small bow of the head. Feeling a sense of humility, of humbleness, radiating from this new powerful self of yours. Feel as though, with the power you now have, and the key of humility and humbleness, imagine as if your heart is calling out to the divine, to the infinite, to the ultimate and true self. The self that surrounds both you and I. The self, the divine, that is within all of us, that is infinite, that is incomprehensible. Imagine your heart so humbly calling and invoking that spirit here and now. Feel that call radiating from your spirit as it expands. Feeling with love and in confidence that the supreme, that the self, that the entity, that the being, that the place that is unnameable, undescribable, hears you, hears us, and sends a representation of it and you. Allow this representation to become clear, as if it was both a reflection of your current self, but also an entity of its own consciousness, of its own will, of its own nature. Slowly bring your hands down. Just listen to the message of this representation as it communicates to you as a sense of knowing instead of words, as a sense of feeling, as a sense of thought, of intuition. Allow these messages, allow this entity, this divine representation, to communicate to you the path, the steps that you must take to become it, and it to become a greater version of itself. Listen intently, feel intently. Allow it to speak to you clearly. Show you what is to come once you move towards this divine representation, as you become this divine representation. Realizing that sometimes we are afraid to tap into the ultimate source, to become divine. We are afraid of holding this much power, of holding this much love, this much beauty within ourselves, but realizing that we can only heal ourselves and others if we move forward. So take all of these messages, humbly thank this representation, and allow for another moment, this confirmation to this divine representation that you will fulfill the path ahead, that you will walk the journey, that you will make the climb. And the more you confirm, the more this divine representation trusts that you can take these steps, and begins to ascend back to the ultimate source. Continue to see those messages, those steps, the divine you that you are destined to become. Allow that to sink into consciousness, into mind, into heart, into spirit, into body. And from here, take a nice full deep breath in and exhale. Taking one more moment to feel that confirmation within you, those instructions within you. And last time, take a full deep breath in exhale, bring your hands to your laps or knees. Beginning to transition back from this reality, this inner reality, this spiritual and mental reality, back into physical reality, taking with us all of the instructions that we received back to our new self. Begin to see your new representation in full view, however it comes through, honoring how you see yourself now. Slowly begin to feel your physical self. Bringing the eyes open as slow as you can, coming back into this physical space, this physical reality. Becoming aware of the space, the shapes, the colors, the textures. Properly grounding ourselves. Perhaps take a look around the room. Just notice the space around you. Maybe do a 360 view. Again, noticing the shapes, the colors, the textures. Bringing your awareness back into your physical body. So I always like to ground after meditation to bring myself fully here, make myself fully present. So perhaps squeeze the body, rub the hands together, pat the face. Really bring all of that energy that we just created, that frequency, back into not only the mind, not only the present moment, but also the body, so it can be stored there as well. Okay. Bringing your hands together, honoring this moment, this practice, this ceremony, and honoring each other, feeling as though that you just deeply connected not only to your divine self and the ultimate supreme self, but also to each other. Thanking each other for being amongst each other, for this awakening process, this enlightening process. May we take all of what we have learned and what we've experienced and go towards the divine. You all, it has been a supreme honor to serve you all. Namaste. Okay, you all, thank you so much for being a part of this healing. I see the thumbs up and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Yes, please spread the love. I love to see rainbows and hearts and all of those amazing things. So please share. Oh, I see it. Yes, I feel it immediately. As soon as I seen it, I just felt it. Thank you so much. If you have an extra few minutes to just stay in this process, to really process what you just kind of went through and what it meant to you, remember the nuances, please do. Those are powerful. Sitting still and just really processing it is helpful. I love the love. I love the likes. Thank you so much. Lastly, please, once again, thank you to Black Boys Om for giving me this platform to share. I can't thank you enough. Lastly, if you want to follow me, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Dr. Dream 313. That is dr.dream 313. Follow my page for more meditations and just sharing, and just to share our experiences, whether it be good, whether it be bad, or maybe it be something that you haven't experienced before. Please share with your brothers, share with each other, so that we remain encouraged. All right. So that is all. I hope you all have a blessed now, right? And I hope to see you all soon. Peace and love. Thank you.